For BamaCentral.com, my name is Clay Miller, and this is the Extra Point. Today, I'm joined by Tony Tsoukalas, and Tony, A-Day has now come and gone, and it was a defensive struggle. It seemed like in that game where the defense really dominated. Obviously, Bryce Young is definitely going to be the quarterback this year for Alabama, but there's been a lot of buzz about Jalen Milroe, and he was actually one of the better players, I think, in the A-Day game. So let's talk about the future because that's what we like to do here, or Alabama fans like to do. What do you think Jalen Milroe could be, and could he be the successor for Bryce Young?
I think he definitely could be the successor. We saw what he can do not only with his legs, because we saw, a few runs that probably, if he wasn't wearing a black jersey, would have been touchdown runs. But we also saw what he could do with his arms. He had a really nice touchdown pass to Christian Leary. I think it was like 42 yards or something like that. It was a long touchdown pass. I think he's progressing with his arm. I think, he's going to benefit from having another year in the system, but Alabama really tried to work and get him to pass more because I think they see him as that successor. And I really think he's going to have a really good chance of being that next guy next season. Obviously, he's going to compete with Ty Simpson, who, also I felt like looked pretty impressive during A-Day as well. And I'm sure Alabama is going to bring in another highly recruited guy. Maybe it's Arch Manning, maybe it's Eli Holstein. But as far as Jalen Milroe goes, I really like what I've seen from him. I think, he's obviously going to offer more with his legs than Bryce Young did in terms of he's just more of a runner than Bryce Young. But I think it's unfair to pigeonhole him into just a running quarterback because I think he is somebody that is going to be able to hurt defenses with his arm. You saw the beginnings of that. I think it's only going to get better from here.
You mentioned the dynamic athlete that he is, and Bryce Young kind of alluded to that in his comments. Do you think there's a role for him this season? Or is it more so obviously you have Bryce Young back there and we're not going to worry about that?
You could, just because Bryce isn't as much of a runner, like I guess you could put a package in that would, maybe play up the more dual threat ability of Jalen Milroe. That being said, I don't really know if you want to take the Heisman winner off the field. Right. So it might be something that Alabama plays with. They certainly would have the possibility to do something there. It's just, I think any offense without Bryce Young in it is a lesser offense just because he's that great of a player. So probably not too much. But you do want to get Jalen Milroe a lot of reps regardless, because you want to be in a situation where he's prepared for next season. Or if Bryce Young was to go down, I think he would definitely be the guy this year. So you want to get him those reps, and you want to find a way to almost get him in somewhat meaningful down so that he has that experience if he has to step in. Because we've seen that before with Mac Jones having to step in for Tua Tagovailoa. You want to have that guy ready. So maybe not so much a package, but probably some reps just to keep him fresh, and then to also kind of progress and make sure that he continues to grow.
Yeah, obviously with Bryce Young as the Heisman winner, you don't want to take him off the field too much. So certainly this year, expect him to be the quarterback, obviously. But, Milroe is definitely showing some promise, and maybe he could be the next in line for Alabama. Thank you so much for joining me today, Tony. Appreciate your time. Once again, for BamaCentral.com, my name is Clay Miller, and this has been The Extra Point.